Dear students, very good afternoon. Hope you all are fine. We are continuing with our previous class, that is digestion and absorption. We discussed some of the parts of the alimentary canal. Now today we are having our topic from the large intestine of alimentary canal. Large intestine consists of cecum, colon and rectum. Cecum is a small bland sac which hosts some symbiotic microorganisms. Vermiform appendix, a finger-like tubular projection arises from the cecum, is vestigial in human beings. Cecum opens into colon. The colon is divided into three parts: an ascending, a transverse, and a descending part. This descending part of colon opens into rectum. Ascending colon is the smallest part and lacks mesentery. Now the rectum. Rectum is the last part of the alimentary canal. Rectum is the storage site for fecal matter. Rectum opens outside through uns. Wall of colon has sac-like haustra. Histologically, wall of colon has three bands of longitudinal muscles called tenia coli. Another characteristic of colon surface is the presence of small fat-filled projections called epiploic appendages. Now the histology of alimentary canal. The wall of alimentary canal from esophagus to rectum possesses four layers, that is serosa, muscularis, submucosa and mucosa. Serosa, which is evident from the transverse cross section of the gut of the alimentary canal. Serosa is the outermost layer and is made up of a thin mesothelium. Mesothelium is the epithelium of visceral organs with some connective tissues. Serosa is absent in upper part of esophagus. Now the muscularis layer. Muscularis layer is formed by smooth muscles usually arranged into an inner circular and an outer longitudinal layer. An oblique muscle layer is formed. An oblique muscle layer is found near to the circular muscle fiber in stomach. Now the third layer, that is submucosa. Submucosal layer is formed of loose connective tissues containing nerves, blood and lymph vessels. In duodenum, glands are also present. Now the innermost layer, that is the mucosa. Mucosa is the innermost layer lying in the lumen of alimentary canal. This layer forms irregular folds called roggi in the stomach and small finger-like foldings called villi in the small intestine. The cells lining the villi produce numerous microscopic projections called microvilli, which give a brush border appearance to it. These modifications increase the surface area enormously. These villi are supplied with a network of capillaries and a large lymph vessel called the lacteal. Mucosal epithelium has goblet cells which secrete mucus that helps in lubrication. Mucosa also forms glands in the stomach called gastric glands and cryptus, and between the bases of villi in the intestine called cryptus of Labrocon. All the four layers show modifications in different parts of the alimentary canal. These layers have network of narrow fibers called plexus. There are two categories of plexus in the wall of alimentary canal. Number one is myenteric plexus. Myenteric plexus are plexus of our back. Number second is Meissner plexus or submucosal plexus. Now the first myenteric plexus. Myenteric plexus consists of fiber from both autonomic divisions and mostly controls the peristaltic movements in alimentary canal. It is present between longitudinal and circular muscle fibers of muscular cord. Now second, Meissner plexus or submucosal plexus. It is present between muscular cord and the mucosa. This plexus controls the secretion of different digestive glands. The rest will be inshallah in our next class. Thanks.